Dad, you want to give the ladies some advice?
Only time you need a man is to lift something heavy, really. Because of you, we have life. You are the life givers. As a matter of fact, you are the eyes of God. He made woman. He made man first, but then he said, I can do better. So he made you.
Beta! Oh, yeah. Welcome to another episode of the Intrigue Dynamite Show. You should hit that subscribe button, like, and share. In this episode of the Intrigue Dynamite Show, we'll be taking a forensic dive into social media influencer Kendra G's Instagram post. In this post, she's sitting with her father while apparently going live on Instagram. Kendra G asks her father if there was any advice that he wanted to give specifically to women. Her father takes her up on the challenge as he begins to speak without question or hesitation. Now, it is not his eagerness to speak that is the matter at hand, but what he spoke that created cause for concern. In his effort to advise his daughter's female viewership, Kendra G's father proceeds to relegate the use of a man to nothing more than a carrier of heavy boxes when involved with a woman.
My father.
Peace and love to everybody. And remember, you can do it because God made it possible for you to do.
Dad, you want to give the ladies some advice?
Yes, you ladies, I want you to value yourself. Only time you need a man is to lift something heavy, really. Let God guard your heart to the right man. Remember, you are not second to nobody. You are first to everything. Because of you, we have life. You are the life givers. As a matter of fact, you are the eyes of God. He made woman. He made man first, but then he said, I can do better. So he made you. So remember that. Value yourself, because if you don't, who's going to?
He then goes on to give a self-esteem boosting speech for the women listeners, calling them the givers of life and the eyes of God, and that they were created because God said that apparently when he made man, that he didn't do a good enough job. So he had to make something better, and therefore he made woman. None of which is scripturally sound, and in fact are complete embellishments pertaining to scripture. But why would a black man, let alone the fact that it is an elder by age standards, but a black man no less, why would his knee-jerk reaction to the request to advise women, why would it be to berate men in the process, when he could have easily advised on anything, even skipped the disparaging speech, and the message would have been received just as well?
This is not foreign. This is nothing new. It's very typical. In order to raise women up, you have to put men down. This pathology is typically utilized all throughout Hollywood. To have a competent wife is to have a intellectually dull and doting husband. In order to make women strong or give the appearance of a strong woman, she has to be in the company and surrounded by beta males in order to even the playing field of competition. You have to tie men's hands behind their back and chop their feet off. See, but we can't embrace the differences between men and women and be happy with it. No, what we have to do in order to give advice to women is we have to somehow include men in it, saying that men are nothing but worker bees. Men are nothing but something to lift up something heavy. Heavy like
these nuts.
Typically you get this from fathers. Fathers who want to empower their daughters, but they empower their daughters at the expense of the son. I don't know if he has sons, but to say that in a relationship, your usefulness is nothing but picking up a box. And that God made you, but he realized that he messed up and he could have done a better job. So therefore, he took a piece of you and then formulated another being. What kind of pathology is this? What type of parenting is this? I surely hope he doesn't have sons, because if he has sons, they'll probably want to grow up to be daughters. Why? After seeing the attention that girls get and that women get, he's going to say, well, I want to be better. Well, God obviously made a mistake when he made me, so therefore, I opt to be something else. Do people think when they talk?
When there is talk that boosts the self-esteem of our girls, I've noticed how it makes them feel good and smile for a moment. But has anyone taken into account the long-term effects that such careless speech would have on the young men and the little boys that catch wind of this message? You are nothing more than a laborer. You are no utility in the relationship dynamic between a man and a woman, other than to lift a heavy box. And when God made you, he was slacking, so he made your sister instead. This is horrible. It is said that we are in the climate where we love our sons but raise our daughters. And judging from this manner of language that is meant to uplift the girl while destroying the esteem of the little boy, who will one day become the man that you speak so disparagingly about, it is no wonder why so many of our sons want to become our daughters instead. This overcorrection of past injustices levied against women is done so in a manner which inflates the ego of our women counterparts, so as to think that life begins with women, and it does not. Like women give life, and they do not. It is the biological circumstance of both the man and the woman together, a phenomenon that is lost upon the current generations, which cannot seem to build anything together, and which do not understand that family is the building blocks of a nation, and that family begins with a man and a woman, which is of no value to you when you have been taught that a man is nothing more than a sperm donor and a heavy lifter. What are boys made of? Snakes and snails and puppy dog tails. What are girls made of? Sugar and spice and everything nice. Indoctrinated as less than. Snakes and snails and puppy dog tails. Even at the kindergarten level, snakes and snails and puppy dog tails. In seemingly harmless phrases that discount the notion that a boy is just as impressionable as a girl and must be protected just as she, for he is as vulnerable as she is. But the plight of young boys and what they suffer is often shamed into oblivion. But not foreign to grown men who used to be those little boys who actually once believed that they were made of snakes and snails. Now, someone might say, so? And what? You jealous? Man up. No. If calling out misleading and disparaging speech like this makes me a sissy and less than a man, then so be it. I can take the insults. But here in a nation where women outnumber men, yet men and boys are 3 to 5 times more likely to commit self-elimination than women and girls, it is evident that not everyone can endure the speech that comes from careless lips that influences the mother that will raise the boys that will have low self-esteem because he is God's second-hand creation, not even fit to lead his family, not even fit to build his community, not even fit to protect his woman, not even fit to instruct his own children and guide them, for his use is merely a drawer of water and a hewer of wood and a heavy load toter, which is not without a sense of irony. Perhaps, instead of offering advice to women, He'd forgotten that he was out of his element and should have proceeded to show us his usefulness by lifting up the heavy sofa instead.
Hey, 'cause I ain't good for nothing. Know what I'm good for? Picking up something, baby. Shut your ass up.